Hey, so this is a video to follow up on my first video. So this is gonna be part two, and this is part two because I made the video of the challenge of seeing how we can get finally to the other side after all of us have gone through so much personal growth. I don't know how you feel, but I was like, Jesus, how much growth can we have before we can start to really apply this and, get into the mix of movement. So I challenged you and I challenged myself to see if I could start applying the tool set to the current life as we know it, which I'm going to call secondary, the secondary positioning. Now, I'm calling how you feel inside primary. How you meditate inside, how you work things out, all inside, primary. We're going to call the reality of this 3D system secondary. There's a reason behind it. So through a good friend of mine, I was having a meltdown and decided for the first time that I would reach out to my friend Michael, which was really huge for me because I usually go through my meltdowns, my emotion meltdowns, and it can be anything. It could be endless. And it actually seemed to happen right after I made the first video of the challenge. And then by midday, I was in meltdown mode. And so I reached out to Michael, and Michael was kind enough to lend a listening ear, and we were comparing notes. And I'm going to share with you the notes that were created from that. So when I have a meltdown, I've never seen anything good come out of it. It's just that my brain berates me to maximum capacity. I shut down. I maybe go to sleep or don't go to sleep, but I don't like to talk to people usually during those experiences because I don't want to come across as negative, all that stuff. So I'm talking to Michael, I'm sharing that with him. I'm sharing that I didn't want to pick up the phone, and I'm bringing all my fears to the table. And what I got a chance to see was that this thing has been occurring for me. My meltdown's been occurring for a really long time. So they reminded me about what we talked about a week ago when I was sharing with you about my brother-in-law and how I had come up against something with him that was very familiar to me. It was a very familiar experience. And this time I decided not to go into either a state of smallness, so I could be loved, and I didn't choose to judge him. So that was like, I was like staying in the middle, and I used my tools to just stay in the middle. And from that, I shared with you that the molecules in front of my face and in my brain, everything felt like it was recalibrating. It was recalibrating. And then, so this experience of sharing what was going on for me was huge because I got a lot of incredible insight. So this meltdown that I've been having for as long as I can remember, I realized was the doorway into opportunity. And it was an opportunity to see and experience it differently, just as I had the week before with my brother-in-law. And it started to bring about even deeper awareness that I started to utilize. So originally when the situation with my brother-in-law the week before had happened, and I saw the patterns of the feelings, and I related it back to when I was young, I was small, and after doing that work, I'd done a deeper delve, and I realized that I was playing, I had this fear about not being truly loved by God. So that was my starting point. when this meltdown happened, I realized that I don't feel safe in the world. I don't feel like my existence in the world has any value. And so when I looked at that, I could see that through that choice of believing that, I kept re-experiencing it. So the belief was happening in my primary, that's inside of me. And it doesn't matter how small or how big the belief is, right? Because my everyday world is not me having a meltdown, but if I looked to see the dynamics of that meltdown, that would be the pieces to it. So I realized that I could go back inside and work in my primary space with spirit, an opportunity to finally clear this up. Because I have never gotten an indication from spirit, Mother, Father, God, Source, that I'm anything other than loved. It was a belief system that I had somehow acquired and took it on to this very, till recently. And the moment I went in and I asked for a new experience, to experience love, to experience the fact that I am wanted here, and my secondary experience outside of myself started altering. And I felt, oh my gosh, I'm onto something. So the last few days have been about being truly honest with myself about what I'm feeling or thinking, and then looking to see how it is connected to my primary thoughts, and getting assistance from Mother, Father, God, Source, and the angels to assist me in having a new experience. What I've got now is that through my free will, nothing can penetrate past my free will. So until I choose to experience life not as I thought I saw it, or as I thought it was the truth of the situation, I was using my skills at manifesting to recreate that experience. And through the recreation of that experience, this is what I called my life. By going back, taking myself out of the experience, which is my secondary place, right, in the world, and going back into my primary place, in trust and faith in the universe and I's ability to co-create something different, and in my willingness to see that it was through my belief system and my pushing back the universe at a certain distance from fear and not feeling safe and not trusting, that we've been able to create something different in my secondary space, which has been really beautiful. And I'm a work in progress. I'm continually seeing how many things in my secondary place is closely knit to my beliefs. And even the way that I have gone after things in the world, which is the secondary, I see a direct link now to my primary beliefs and fears and distrust. And I am taking each situation as an opportunity to examine that. And these belief systems that we've got are coming through our experiences, our parents' experiences, and a collective consciousness experience that are all affecting what we think and what we believe and what we had chosen as our experiences. And if we can be aware of that and take it back inside and know that it was our choice to believe it, and it's our choice not to have that experience anymore. We use our free will and we use our manifestation in a way that is aligning us with our hearts and with Creator. And I'm super excited that I'm able to share it with all of you. And always, anything that I ever share, please check inside with yourself to ensure that it is for your highest and best, and see if it resonates with you, because that's really going to be really important, because I never want to supersede past what is for your highest and best. I'm simply sharing my journey and my experience with that journey, and that's it. And that's what I want to share right now. I've got some more pieces to that, but I'm going to stop the video, and there'll be a third part, and the third part will be talking about what to do with all your extra energy that you have freed up once you realize that a lot of energy goes into bringing forth this awareness that I'm speaking about. So once it's there and you're feeling loved and supported, what do we do with all that extra energy? It's like currency. So I'll share more of that in the next video. Until that time, I send you lots of love as my reflection, lots of peace, lots of compassion. We're in this together. This human conditioning stuff is like so freaking hard, and at the same time it's so beautiful. And as we learn and grow together within our hearts, understanding that each of us have a piece to remind the other of how amazing we are, we will create something really special that's never been seen before here on Earth. And Mother Earth deserves it, so I'm super excited to be a participant with this process.